knowledge,
integrity,
security, service.
Get behind the shield.
Good morning. Good morning. It's the first day of the week. I hope everybody's excited. I hope you got you some rest this weekend and that you are ready to go. But like we normally do about this time, we're going to hit you with the Monday morning boss motivation to kind of get your mind right and put yourself in position to win for the week. It's the best day of the week. You know, it's the opportunity to reset the whole thing or whatever. So no matter how your week went last week, no matter what you have going on this week, we're going to put you in the mindset to win. This is going to be your boss motivation. So today we have actually a term for you guys that I want you to focus on. I was exposed to this probably about 15 years ago, and there's really a whole methodology about it. So we'll start with this question. Who are you competing with? There's a lot of pressure to compete online, and it's not really real. You know, people are trying to show that they're successful and try to wear their success or demonstrate success through material brands and possessions and things of that nature. But if you consider life as a journey, you know, as a true journey, not success as a destination, but success as a lifestyle, then you're never really not in pursuit of success, right? Like you're always after that thing. So then it becomes the question of, well, what defines success? What defines it for you is different from the next person. But I think that I have this one that we could agree on. You know, I think everybody can agree on this one or whatever. So the term for you is personal best. And I want you to suck that one in. I want you to feel that one. I'll give you a minute while I sip this coffee because I ain't had none yet. Personal best. So you first heard this in, you know, competitive sports with athletes or whatever, and they would keep a record time of their best performance. But I want to reintroduce it to you in a way of challenging yourself for your personal best. Meaning this, one, you do have to have some sort of a record, right? You have to, you know, track your progress, track your goals, etc. But consider, say last year, 2020, you know, was, for a lot of people, it wasn't as good as 2019. So right now, whatever things you like to measure in terms of success, 2019 might be your personal best currently. But you can take those items, right? And these things are things you want to pursue to be better than. And the great part about it is it doesn't have to be demonstratively greater. You know, if you have a small business, you opened a business, you know, within the last 2 or 3 years, that year one, you may have been basically supporting the business. You know, year two, the business may have broken even. Year three, you may have seen just a little bit of a, you know, profit on there. The great part is that each year you're getting better. And I'll tell you right now, most corporations, if they see a double-digit annual increase percentage, they're ecstatic. They're like through the roof or whatever. Now, a double-digit increase in a small business, percentage-wise, may not be that significant, you know, unless it's like a 50% increase or whatever. But you have to learn how to celebrate the small wins, you know. And I mean, I take this thing far when I'm headed, to the office, and if it's the one way out in McKinney, and you're talking about a 50-minute drive. If I make it in 45, I'm like, hey, I'm celebrating my win. But let me get up and get the moving and shaking and mess around and do it in 40 minutes, then that's my personal best. So the thing is that you always want to outdo yourself. You're your only competition. You're that person that you have to face in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm going to kick your ass. Because if you can do that, number one, you get to laugh with yourself, laugh at yourself, but number two, you internalize that thing and you keep moving in just those little bitty gains every day. Even like take somebody that goes to the gym, if you've ever worked out on a regular basis, long time ago, we don't really talk about this much today, but long time ago, we used to talk about this place where you would plateau, where your workouts aren't producing the same level of gains. They're not giving you the same rate of success or whatever. Well, the thing is that that's when you have to change it up and challenge yourself. It doesn't mean adding more weight to what you're already doing. It doesn't mean adding more reps than what you're already doing. It's time you've achieved your best right there. Now you can be better by changing something up, adding something to the mix, a different range of motion that's going to work out a different set of muscles or whatever that's going to give you that increased result. So since we're still early in the year, here's what I want to challenge you guys to do. If you haven't done so already, and you should, a lot of people go into the whole New Year's resolution thing. Good morning, Sharita. Thank you for joining us. Love the show on Friday. I'm going to connect with you soon to get you back on. A lot of people do the New Year's resolution thing, and the challenge to that is they don't stick with it long enough for it to become a habit. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to examine the areas that you personally, not nobody else's standard, you personally evaluate in your life as success. Okay. So now once you have that, and it's not any one area, just come up with a list of them. Once you have that, then write down. Now we got to talk about this thing here, because a lot of y'all use these things and use the notes and the computers and the Word document. I still use this thing here. Maybe it's because I'm old, but there's something prophetic that happens when it comes from the wrist like this. I don't know what it is, but I advise you to write that thing down, right? So you write down what your personal best was in any of these categories that you evaluate success in. Let's say it's a walk time or workout time or a sales performance. And I love the sales performance ones, especially if you work in a commission job or if you run your business. Sales metrics are key. So you write these down and see what your best month was, your best week was, your best day. This does two things for you. Number one, it helps you hone in on what mindset you were in the time that happened, what gears were clicking, what external things were going on where everything fell in place to allow you to flow. And now that you know what that is, you're going to challenge yourself. You're going to challenge yourself to beat those particular goals in those particular ways or whatever. And you're going to give yourself a timeline to do it. You have to have something that's measurable. So you have to give yourself a timeline in which you're going to achieve this. If you're evaluating it based on a particular week, say, hey, okay, I'm going to beat that sales week and everything. And you write down what it's going to take, number one, what beating it looks like. Am I going to beat this by 2%, 5%? Always celebrate the little wins. It doesn't have to be like you doubled it. That's where a lot of y'all mess up. Now that you have that, The next part, and this is where a lot of people drop the ball, there's no action plan. A dream, well, a goal without a plan is just a dream. It ain't nothing in a dream but sleep. So focus on what it's going to take, because now you have something to measure it by. You have what you did. And when you start thinking about that, like, how did I do that? How was I able to bring that thing about? And now you have something to measure that again. Okay, that particular week, I went to bed a little bit early. I had my alarm set. I pressed my clothes the night before, whatever it might be. All of those little things, you ever, for those of you who have been in any particular position for a long period of time, have you ever seen a time where the monotony of what you do just allows time to slip by? And then one day you wake up and you don't have the same results. You know all the tangible things that go into it, but you're not getting the same results as you once did. And here's what usually has happened. Because it's so monotonous, you get bored and you start to take shortcuts. And they don't even seem significant at first. They're real little ones. Like when you started, maybe you did press your clothes at night. Now you don't really, do that anymore. You just kind of jump up and run, but it puts you in a different frame of mind. Maybe you used to set your alarm. Maybe you used to eat breakfast. Whatever the little tangibles were, those things all contributed to your success. And you're able to function, without them, but you don't get the same results, because what you're putting in, you'll never get out more than you put into anything. You have to stay committed. And this is what the personal best is all about, an opportunity for you to challenge yourself. And in doing so, you're going to get back to those little ingredients, those little things that you put in that make it, turn out like a great cake. Because, y'all ever go to a party and you see that big, beautiful cake that, somebody made and especially the ones with all the fondant designs and, the bottle cakes, like the Hennessy cakes and crowns and tequila cakes or whatever are real popular right now. That's a big thing. And for the people that can make that, man, I'd be in awe. Y'all have a lot of patience and attention to detail. But you ever had one of those and it wasn't that good? It was real pretty, but it wasn't that good. This is what's going on when you see a lot of what you see on the internet. They put a lot of work into making it look good. Like I was telling you all about, I think on Thursday in 5 Minutes of Fire, Friday, I was telling you guys like, hey, I don't do all the post-production and all of these other, things that I could do with Boss Talk Radio because I just don't have time. And I don't even have time to give somebody else the direction about what I want. It's like lights, camera, action. Let's talk about this thing. Let's get it going. But yes, Rita, pretty on the outside, but horrible on the inside. You have these big, pretty cakes and everybody's looking. You're getting all the attention. But man, when you bite into that thing, it's like hot garbage truck juice. So what I want you guys to know is you have to focus on the ingredients that produce the outcome. Don't focus on just the outside show. Now, I'm all about presentation. Presentation has its place, but behind presentation has to be substance or you will be exposed. So again, get back to your personal best. Get back to those little details that make you great. Shout out to Alonzo Steven, 1997. Nope, I'm wrong. 1995. Walked into a new job. He was my new supervisor, and he started day one and always maintained until he trained me out of there that the little things make you great. The little things is what separate you from everybody else. because those little things usually come down to you being you. Like, people can teach you formats, they can teach you applications and processes, but you got to put a little you on that thing, for it to really fit and be able to flow, with you. So come back by the end of the week. I want to hear from y'all. Tell me about your personal best with things you knocked out. And here's the thing about this. This is one of those things like a step and repeat. You can do this every day. Every day you can challenge yourself to just do a little bit more. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. If you're one of those people that say you decided you were going to work out this year, right? And you had to start with walking, you don't have to go from 2 miles to 3 miles or whatever. You can stay at 2 miles and just see if you could shave 30 seconds or a minute off of your time. That's a challenge. That was an improvement. That's a personal best. Thank you guys for tuning in to Boss Motivation on this Monday morning. We will see you guys on next week.